Has the Utah real estate market transitioned from a seller's market to a buyer's market, and what do the rental rate increases really mean for the United States and especially here in Utah? Today I kind of want to go over these two subjects and the news articles around them. So if you find any of this information useful or you're able to use it in your day-to-day life, please give a like and subscribe, comment with any questions. But my name is Peyton Clancy Fairbanks, and welcome to my show. The first article I want to go over today is Real Estate Market Weathering Perfect Storm for Family Homes, Carroll CEO. Carroll is an investment company for real estate, just kind of give you some context there. But a couple of the stats I want to go over really quick is we are seeing a supply-demand imbalance, which for the national stage, absolutely, but even here in Utah, currently we've got 8,000 active listings, which is more than double what we saw even a year ago. And on top of that, we've got 20% less under contract homes. So we're starting to see more supply, less demand. And a lot of people are starting to say, oh my goodness, what we've been seeing over these last couple of years is absolutely insane, and this is a normal market, and it simply isn't. We're just kind of going back to what the stats were pre-pandemic, before the housing boom and everything like that. So be aware of that. The second part of this is the company has raised its rents by over 30% in the last year, meaning prices have increased 30% or $300 for $1,000 in rent over the last year for Carroll, which is absolutely insane, and you would assume would make it so that all of a sudden less people are going to be renting, while also at the same time Carroll is saying our occupancy is at an all-time high, which is absolutely insane. So even on a national stage, even in here in Utah, we're kind of starting to see the exact same thing. Home prices have skyrocketed. These rental increases have skyrocketed as well. Going into this last little point, renting could become a permanent solution to some people. We're going to kind of go over some stats here in the next article as well, but there's a lot of people that are getting priced out of homes. With the mortgage rate increases, with the extreme prices in homes, very well possibly some people will just be renting the rest of their entire life. So starting with that, now we're going to jump right on into this next article. The second article I kind of want to talk about today is stuck between rent hikes and high home prices. This Utah family is scraping by to afford a home. And the basics of it boil down to it is a guy, his mom, and his younger sister, and all three of them are working two jobs, and it takes all three of them to be able to apply for a home to afford it for a $390,000 home. Why this is concerning is this is meaning that the average people, it is becoming less affordable to own a home and less accessible to people, especially in the middle or lower middle class. Over 70% of the population in Utah cannot afford a median-priced home, and the median-priced home is right around $500,000 here in Utah. And this is wildly concerning because on top of that, the median monthly payment from April of 2021 to April of 2022 went from $1,629 to $2,556, or over $1,000 increase over just 1 year here in Utah. So it is making it so the people here who are living in Utah, not only can they not afford a home, but they can't afford buying a house or renting an apartment. So which is like crazy concerning. And don't be scared. Once again, this isn't meant to be fear-mongering. It's just be aware of these things. Be aware that we're seeing this transitioning market and we're seeing a transitioning of rents. As interest rates have increased, more homes are getting price cuts. We're actually seeing the most price cuts down in Provo. And then the mortgage application rates are at a 22-year low. And so we've got these two pieces. We've got increased rents, which are making it so you're paying $2,500 a year in rent, or you've got increased home prices, while on top of that, mortgage rates that are extremely sky high. At this moment in time, what you need to be thinking about is what is cheaper, renting or buying a home? What is more accessible to me? There's a lot of people that are going to be saying they don't think their home prices are going to decrease in the next year. Who has any idea? Probably that's true, but I'm not a statistician. I don't know what all the specific facts behind that. But I can say that rents are going to probably keep going up. You don't see many rent decreases. I think what people don't super understand, though, is they're looking at buying a home as this huge, big hubbub and big concerning thing. But if it's going back to a normal standard market with the standard supply and the standard demand, the last stat that I want to bring up today is that back in 2018, sellers' concessions for 56,628 home sales on the MLS, 21,944 of them had sellers' concessions. So the sellers gave up at least $1, and that's the only thing I can guarantee. Or right around 38.75% of the homes. In 2017, it was actually 51.36. In 2021, there were 50,457 homes sold, 10,855 of them had seller's concessions for a stat of 21.51%. So about half of the amount of seller's concessions as we were seeing back in 2018. But in 2022, we've actually seen this stat even decrease even further. So from 19,940 sales in 2022 so far this year, 3,869 of them had seller's concessions, or 19.40%. So especially if you're sitting here now and you decide, okay, I don't want to rent anymore because rents are extremely increasing in price or whatever and whatnot, and you're considering buying a home, don't go into it scared. One of the best positives that we're seeing with this transitioning market is the fact that buyers are starting to have more power. And what does that power do? It gives you more negotiating power, more ability to say, I'm going to offer you less, I'm going to be asking for more, blah, 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 something like that. It's going to give you more options. You all of a sudden have different loans that you can use. USDA, FHA, all of a sudden these are more accessible to a lot of people. And then lastly, it's going to give you more time to think about stuff. So as we jump into this starting to transition into a buyer's market, consider starting to use some more of these powers. Understand these stats, understand that the market is slowing down, understand that rents are increasing. So please let me know if you do have any questions. If you found this video useful at all, a like and subscribe is so hugely useful. If you are looking to buy a home, let me know. Message me. I'll find you a real estate agent wherever you are, or you can use me as your agent if you just have some questions in general. Let me know if you need to know the value of your home. Other than that, thank you so much for watching today. I really appreciate your time. Hope you're having a great day, and thank you.
Once upon a time, there was a dumb millennial. All he wanted to do was learn some stuff so he could grow. But we all know that it just ain't so. 'Cause he's dumb because he's a millennial, yeah. Dumb millennial, oh yeah, he's a dumb millennial, yeah.